All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to lay out the entire roadmap for how you can take a small Mitumba side hustle and turn it into a real, profitable fashion business. Ready? Let's go. So, here's the big question, right? How do you actually take a tiny 1,000 shilling hustle and blow it up into a full-blown fashion enterprise? It sounds like a huge jump, I know, but it's totally possible if you have the right game plan. And that's exactly what we're going to give you, step by step. And it all starts with this. This is the big mindset shift you have to make right from day one. You're not just flipping clothes. No, you are building an entire ecosystem. You're building a brand people actually trust, a logistics system that works, and a sourcing network that's reliable. That is the foundation of a real business. Okay, first up, building your foundation. Look, success here isn't about just grinding it out from the start. It's about making a few really smart, strategic moves that are going to pay off big time down the road.
This right here is probably the biggest mistake new sellers make. They try to sell a little bit of everything to everyone, and it just doesn't work. Look at the difference. When you pick a clear niche, say vintage streetwear or men's corporate shirts, everything gets easier. Your marketing is focused, your sales are faster, and customers know exactly why they should come back to you.
So you make your money when you buy the clothes, sure, but you lock in that profit through value addition. And this simple four-step process, this is where the magic happens. You take an item you bought for maybe 150 shillings, give it a little care, and suddenly it's a premium product you can sell for over 800. This isn't just cleaning, you know. You're basically manufacturing profit.
All right, section 2, your digital sales engine. So you've got this great-looking stock. Now what? How do you turn it into actual cash, consistently, every single day? Well, the answer is already in your pocket. Your phone is your storefront. It's your marketing team. It's your cash register. It's everything.
And this is the golden rule of selling on platforms like WhatsApp. It is so simple, but so incredibly effective. When you stop taking reservations, you create urgency. Your customers learn that they need to decide and pay up fast. And what does that mean for you? Quicker cash flow, so you can go out and reinvest in more stock. No confusion, just sales.
Let's just be completely honest here for a second. In the online world, your photos are your product. It's that simple. If your pictures are dark or blurry or the background is a mess, you've already lost the sale. It is absolutely non-negotiable.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day. The photo on the right just screams quality and care. And you don't even need a fancy camera. Just find a window with some good natural light and a plain wall behind you. Even better, model the item yourself. It helps the customer picture themselves wearing it, and that alone can seriously boost your sales.
Okay, so you're making sales, which is fantastic. But what happens if you have a slow week? To build a business that can actually last, you need to think beyond just one-off sales. You've got to expand your income streams. And this is what a mature, smart Mitumba business looks like. See, you're not just living off the profit from your own sales anymore. You're bringing in fees from personal shopping, you're getting commissions from drop shipping, and you're making bigger margins from upcycling. Every single one of these streams makes your business stronger and keeps the cash flowing. Now, the personal shopping service might just be the most powerful, low-risk strategy you can add to your business. Just think about it for a second. You use your expertise to find the exact piece a client is looking for, and they pay you for your time and for the item before you even buy it. That's pure profit with zero risk. Plus, it builds incredible trust with your best customers. Okay, now we're getting into the really serious stuff, the leap to buying in bulk. This is where you go from just being a seller to being a real player in the supply chain. It's a huge step for sure, but it's where the enterprise-level money is. But to make that leap, you have to change the way you think. A hustler is thinking about today's sale. A business owner is building systems that will make sales for years to come. A hustler works alone. A business owner builds a team. This mental shift is absolutely critical if you want to scale. Now, buying in bulk can sound a little intimidating, but let's put a real number on it. A good quality bale might start at around 25,000 shillings. Yeah, it's an investment, but it's also your ticket into the wholesale game. This is the kind of capital that lets you multiply your inventory and your profit potential literally overnight. But buying the bale is just the first part. Maximizing its value is the real skill. You can't just sell everything at the same price. The strategy is to sort it the moment you open it. Your premium, camera-ready pieces are your heroes. Sell those online for top dollar. Your medium-grade stuff,
Those are your workhorses. Sell them fast on WhatsApp. And the low-grade items, that's your creative fuel for making bundles or upcycling. Every single piece has a job to do.
All right, let's get to the final section, building your empire. We've talked about starting smart, selling online, buying in bulk. Now let's pull all those pieces together to create a brand that truly dominates and is built to last.
This timeline basically shows you the whole journey. You start in the survival stage, just selling a few pieces on WhatsApp. Then you build a stable brand. Then you expand your services. Eventually, you become an authority who actually supplies other traders. And the final level, you're importing your own bales. Each stage builds on the last. It's a clear path. Now, to actually make that journey without going crazy, you need systems. And these four are the absolute pillars of your business. A sourcing system, so you always get the best stock. A sales system, so your income is predictable. A delivery system, so your customers are always happy. And a financial system, so you actually know your numbers. These systems are what lets you grow without everything turning into chaos. Okay, I want you to really pay attention to this next point because it might just be the most important takeaway from this whole thing. After all we've talked about, the real long-term opportunity isn't actually in the clothes themselves. The true business that you're building is a brand that people trust. It's a system that moves product efficiently. It's owning a piece of the supply chain that other people start to depend on. The clothes, they're just what flows through your system. The system, the brand, the network, that is the real asset. That's the empire. And that brings us to the final question. You have the blueprint now. You can see the path from a simple hustle all the way to a full-fledged enterprise. So the question isn't really if it's possible. The real question is, what are you going to build? A small side hustle or an empire? The choice is yours.